Hey, welcome back to another video. This one is going to be the standalone 3.0, and this one I trade on the NASDAQ only on the 10-minute. So now it gets even better. Now you have less distractions from going back and forth on different time frames. Now you're only going to be looking at the 10-minute with NASDAQ, all right? So you go ahead and you load up NASDAQ, which is US 100. The 10-minute time frame, I believe it is not here automatically, so you'll have to go to the drop down menu and you have to manually select 10 minutes. Actually, you have to manually add it down here. You got to type in 10, you switch this to minutes and select add, and I have it as a favorite so it can stay on my toolbar on the top. All right, so NASDAQ 10-minute. And the way how I'm going to teach this strategy is not by simply showing you setups that had already played out. I don't want to use that hindsight teaching technique, at least with this video. So the way how I'm going to do it is I would try to go back as far as I can with TradingView, which I would believe is around October, something like that. It only goes back a few months, November or October. And we're going to do a market replay with TradingView. The market replay, we're only going to take quick trades one-to-one. We're not going to leave runners or any of that because that gets too confusing with TradingView. We're simply going to fast forward, look for the setups, and take them as they show up. And I will be explaining why we are taking those setups. Now, the standalone 3.0 is a combination of three different strategies that we're looking for. So one, we're looking for either an EMA cross and first bounce. That's going to be the number one setup that we're looking for. Two, we're also looking for a reset. If we see a reset and then a retracement back to the 100 EMA, we'll take those trades. And third, we'll also be looking for specific setups that they respect the 200 EMA. And then right after, they'll be respecting the 100 EMA, which that's one of the new techniques that you will be learning with NASDAQ. All right. So before I go back, let's go ahead and load a session indicator so it can make life a lot easier. So I have one already saved here as favorite. It's called ICT Sessions Kill Zone. And I apologize for always switching up the sessions indicator that I use. Is that a lot of times the session indicators that I use, they become unavailable, and then I have to go searching around TradingView to find a new one. I don't own any of these indicators, so there's nothing that I can do. It is out of my power, and whoever created it can take it down tomorrow, and we have to just go searching around for a new one. So this is one of the ones that I like, specifically when I'm back testing. So it is created by Leon's Holo. Not sure how you pronounce that. But yeah, if you see an ICT Sessions Kill Zone, once you type it here under indicator and you search for that name, Leon's Holo or Leon Sholo, whatever that is, click on it. It will load on your chart and then it will look something like this. So you know that the first thing I like to do is make things look clean. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I already had it there. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove everything. I don't care about daily high, daily low. I don't care about London. I don't care about the highs or lows for New York. So you're basically going to remove everything. The reason why I didn't have this prepared for the video is because I want you to see how I also clean the tool. So I won't get DMs asking how do I get my sessions indicator to look how it currently looks. So this is how I do it. I just clean everything. And the only thing that I'm going to need is the New York fill middle, which this is what actually highlights the New York session. So everything else gets deleted. All right, so now we're going to input. All right, so we are going to be back testing the strategy between 6:30 a.m. You guys know that I love trading between 6:30 and 11:30 a.m. If I don't find anything in the morning, I might come back in the afternoon around 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll try to catch a move. So for this backtesting purposes, I am gonna run the session from 6:30 a.m. up until 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, which should be 15:30 right here. All right, so morning session, afternoon session, Eastern time. Press OK. So now this makes it easier. It makes it easier because I know exactly what I'm looking at. I don't care about price action outside of these session boxes right here, right? Because I don't trade during the afternoon or during London. So I don't care what happens outside of these boxes. So I'm going to make everything a little bigger and shrink this. All right, so just a quick update. Yesterday I was recording this video. I was almost done with it when the software crashed and I lost all the data. So the only thing that I was able to save was the very beginning when I just showed how to install and set up the kill zone indicator. So everything else was lost. So this is the next day. It was extremely frustrating, but let's get this going all over again. Hopefully I can remember all the tips that I offered in the video because I thought the video was really good. All right, so what we're looking for with NASDAQ on the 10-minute, remember it's only on the 10-minute. It's not like the standalone 1.0 or 2.0 that you have to look at two different time frames. This is just strictly one time frame, the 10-minute. All right. The 10-minute is not going to be automatically added on TradingView. It's not going to be on the top. So you're going to have to go to the drop down menu on the time interval. You have to go all the way to the bottom. You'll type 10 minutes and you'll add it. So I added the 10 minutes and I added it as a favorite, right? So that's why I have the 10-minute up here. Perfect. All right, so I also have the sessions indicator, how I just showed, from 6:30 up until 3:30. Know that we don't take trades. Right after 3 o'clock, I don't like to take trades because the market is going to open very soon. So we like to take trades between 6:30 and 11:30, right around here, 11:30. From 12 to 1, I don't really like to trade. After 11:30, I don't like to trade either. So between 11:30 and 1 o'clock, I don't like to take any trades. However, if I don't trade in the morning, if there's no setups, usually you can see a setup in the afternoon, right around 1 p.m. Eastern time and 3 p.m. Eastern time. It is best not to take trades right after 3:15, 3:20, right around that time, not too close to market close. You don't want to take trades, all right? So again, three things that we're looking for. One is either an EMA cross, first bounce. Two, we're looking for a reset. And I'm assuming that you guys already know this by looking at the standalone 1.0 and 2.0 video. And now the standalone 3.0 video, which is this one, it has an additional strategy integrated, which is going to higher the possibilities of you finding a setup. So now the third one is, there's a good example here. So when price rejects the 200 EMA, it tends to go in our direction, right? It'll have a retracement, and then it'll give us a long or an entry on the 100 EMA. So again, when you see price rejecting the 200 EMA and going in our direction, you will wait for a consolidation or retracement, and it will give you an entry to go in that direction, right? So in this case here, this entry, it gave us an entry at 3:40 p.m. Eastern time. This is outside of our trading hours. So I wouldn't have traded this, right? However, you can see here how it played out. 200 rejection, and moved up, consolidated, and then it pushed up. one thing that I want to point out as well is ideal scenarios are when market pushes up, it gives you a clean leg, right? Retracement, a clean retracement for another push, right? Those are the best case scenarios. Best case scenario is a nice push, nice leg, followed by a nice retracement, and then followed by an entry for a nice push, and to tackle as TP1 previous highs at least, right? However, knowing how the markets work, that is not the case every single day. The market's not always going to spit out a beautiful setup. So what happens? We have to be a bit aggressive, right? Knowing when to be aggressive and when not to be aggressive, that is also key. And that is why we need a back test enough so we can know when to be a bit aggressive, right? Usually under these circumstances here, when the market is pushing hard, we see a lot of volume, you can be a little aggressive. That is why you don't have to anticipate this push retracement for a long, even though this is outside of our trading hours. Just hypothetically speaking, you don't need to wait for that. You can wait for a consolidation, at least 2 candles closing above EMAs. Write this down. This is very, very important. You want at least 2 candles closing above the EMAs. If it's for shorts, you want at least 2 candles closing below the EMAs. I will offer a ton of examples, which it would help you grasp the strategy, and it will become easier and easier, right? All right, so this one here, we won't take it because it's outside of the market hours. When I'm doing this market replays, I like to put the replay speed at the fastest rate, which is 10x, just so I can always fast forward to the following day, right? So I'm going to press play. I'll fast forward to 6:30 a.m. This is getting close to 6:30, so now I paused it. Now I'm going to be forwarding the candles one at a time, right? So perfect. So this right here, you see the sessions indicator in the back. So this is 6:30 a.m. All right, we open up our computers or we turn on our phones. What do we see? We don't have an EMA cross, right? We don't have a reset. So price hasn't violated both EMAs and then came back up. There's no resets. However, we do see so far a 200 EMA rejection. So we're going to be very patient because this can happen. Either price pushes up now from this 200 EMA rejection and then it retraces and we capture a long off the 100 EMA, right? Which is going to be similar to this 200 rejection, pushes up, and we wait for a long off the 100 EMA. Remember, it doesn't have to touch the 100 EMA. It doesn't always give you perfect price action. So that's what can happen here again. 200 push up, give us a long on the 100 so we can test previous highs. Or we can actually have a reset. So price can keep coming down a little bit more and then go all the way back up. So they'll be giving us a reset, also valid for a long. Or we can actually just have market crashing and then we have a fresh EMA cross for a short in the future, right? These are the things that can actually happen. These are the variables with the current market, right? These are the things that you're always going to be analyzing first thing in the morning, right? So now I'm going to forward the candles one at a time to see what happens. All right, so it seems like we're respecting the 200 EMA. So at this point, I'll be waiting for a retracement so I can take a long off of the 100 EMA. Be mindful, the 100 EMA is not always going to be touched. So it is okay if price consolidates a bit before it and you can go ahead and enter your trade, right? So right around here, I'm going to start entering my trade here, right? It's not touching, but I see that it's forming a pivotal point right here. It's forming a little pivot, right? So I'm going to go ahead and press and hit buy. My stops on the standalone 3.0 with NASDAQ, my stops are 40 to 45 points, all right? 40 to 45 points. My TP1 is always going to be 50 points or previous highs, right? and we're always going to move our stops to break even and leave a runner. You can leave your runner for 100 points, 150 or 200 points. Be mindful. This is something that I noticed with indices. Usually when one institutional level is respected, right, it tends to violate the next institutional level and then respect the next, right? Similar to like what happened back here on the previous day. We respected this institutional level right here, right? And then we violated this one and we came straight to this one here. Then again, respected this one. We violated this one and we came back to this one. Now we are respecting this one and we can possibly violate this one to reach our previous highs back here and possibly leave a runner, right? Now on this backtesting simulation, I will not be leaving runners. It is too time consuming. I am just going to aim for those one-to-ones and keep moving forward so I can explain different scenarios, right? So now I'm going to keep loading one candle at a time. All right, so if you notice here, it tested previous high. Previous high was right here. So right around here, I will start taking my TP1, move stops to break even, and leave a runner, right? So I'm going to go ahead and close the trade. And I'm going to keep it moving to the next day so we can get a lot more samples. So now what I do when I fast forward, I just stare at the bottom and I see when time is approaching. 6:30 is getting close, so I'm going to pause, fix this up. And so far it's 2 in the morning. Let's go forward some more. All right, so what do we see here? EMA cross, no. Resets, no. We currently respected the 100 EMA. All right, so let's be patient. There's nothing we can do right now. So let's move forward one candle at a time. Let's see if we respect the 200. All right, let's see what happens now. Let's see if we get a reset. All right, it seems like we're getting a reset now and we want to see a retracement for a long, right? However, let's keep an eye on the time. It is 1:40 p.m. So I have to be a little careful for that. I'm going to go ahead and place a long, a buy, and let's keep moving forward. All right, so it seems like it's just consolidating and it's already 3:30 p.m. This is close to market close. So in a real life scenario, I would have just closed my trade right here. You see previous high. It tested the previous high. We're losing volume because of being end of day. I'm just going to close that trade. We're in profit, but I'm just going to close it. Why? Because the market is about to close. I don't want to hold a trade overnight. If you hold this trade overnight, chances are that you're going to be stopped out break even. You're going to move your stops to break even, let the market close, reopen, is going to tag you out most of the time, right? So just go ahead and close that, right? So let's keep moving forward. All right, so stop it right around here. All right, so what do we see when we get to our computers or open our phone? EMA cross? No. Reset? No. It's just respecting the 100 EMA. All right, let's be patient. There's nothing we can do right now. Probably news came out at this point or market open. What time is it? 9:40, 9:50, 10. Probably news came out. All right, so we had a 200 rejection. All right, so I will go ahead and actually I wouldn't like to place a long here, even though looking left, we're making higher highs. But at this point, there's no new high for me to target because already this high was already targeted and cleaned. This high right here was already targeted and cleaned. This high here could have just been a liquidity run to now start tanking, right? So I am not going to take this trade here. This is 12:30 as well. Remember, we don't trade at 12, right? It's 12:20 p.m. Stay away from trading at 12. So this, I am skipping this setup right here. It can play out, but I'm skipping, all right? So it seems to play, it played out and it rejected the institutional level. Let's see how many points was this here. This gave 33, 34 points before tanking. It's not worth it. Our stops are 40 to 45 points. That only gave 33 due to this wall right here. You can also see an inverted, sorry, not inverted. You can see a head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And we just keep it moving for the following day. And you see how you stay away from losing trades or low probability trades. Always look back, see what the market is aiming for. Also keep an eye on the time of the day. Time of the day is very crucial. Time of the day actually is a confluence point. All right, so let's move forward. 6:30. All right, perfect. All right, so perfect. So if we see here, we get to our computer or open our phone, we notice that we had a fresh EMA cross, a short played out during London, beautiful. Created a double bottom here, triple bottom, kind of a red flag right there with a triple bottom. However, what do we see? Price is pushing up. Let's see if it respects. Let's see what's going on. It's flying. All right, so it seems like we might not get a trade here. All right, it's already 3:30 p.m. Yeah, there was no trades this particular day. This was a Friday, so let's keep moving. And also, let me pause this right here. So also, this is why it is very useful to take notes. When you backtest or when you take your trades, take notes. I noticed that, for example, most Mondays, you'll get a trade very early. Between 6, 7, or 8 in the morning, you'll get a trade on Mondays, right? I learned that through backtesting, right? My best trades, they will happen between Wednesday and Thursday. I know that because I backtest enough to have that data. On Fridays, typically, you'll get a good setup close to market close, or the end of the week when the market closes, right? How do I know that? Because I backtest. So I know my data. On Mondays, of course, the trades can happen at any time of the day, and you can have a great trade any time of the week, and you can have a bad trade any time of the week. But these are the statistics that I have accumulated through months and months and months and years of backtesting and data. So you always want to have your data. Everyone trades entirely different. I can be teaching you a specific strategy, but eventually you're going to trade it your own way. You might want to have a 30-point stop and a 30-point TP1. You might want to do that. You might need a 50-point stop or a 55-point stop and 55-point TP1 and then leaving a runner. Everybody trades things slightly different because everyone has a different tolerance for how long they're going to stay in the market or a different eye for what they view. I might view a 200 rejection and then I'm seeking 100 rejection, but a lot of people might just want to take a trade on that 200 rejection. Everyone is different, and everyone will look for a way to twist things and turn it into their own, which is great. But this is why everyone needs to do their own due diligence and do their back testing so they can start noticing trends with their own eye that can potentially be even better strategies than the ones that I have, right? So that is why I'm always mentioning journaling all your trades and just keeping your eye on your analytics, right? So let's fast forward. All right, 6 in the morning. All right, so okay, this is nice here. This is nice. All right, so looking at the current price action, what do you see here? Very low volume, horrendous volume. This is Monday morning, London, New York. This is horrendous. There's no volume on the market right now, right? But what do we see? We have a fresh cross, right? And market has just been ripping, right? Just be patient, right? Do I want to take this trade once it gives me a long on the 100 EMA? Probably not. Why? Because this cross is from Friday, right? This is not a fresh cross. So I might not like that anymore. So I'm just going to be patient. I'm going to be patient. First, I want some more volume on the market. And second, I want to see what is rejecting or what the market is giving me. So let's be patient and let's keep moving forward. All right, so he's touching the 100. Now he's respecting the 200. All right, so let's say we're going to get a 200 rejection and later a 100 rejection or a reset or possibly a tank and then a fresh cross. Let's be patient. All right, we've respected the 200. All right, and now it's retracing. I'm going to go ahead and place this long. And what are we going to target? We're going to target previous highs, which is back here, this previous highs. So this is going to be right around the area where we're going to start taking some profit, right? Let's go forward. All right, what time is it? 3 o'clock. I would have closed the trade right around here. Why? Because it seems like the market still don't have enough volume and we're just going to close out. So I'm going to close this here. I'm going to scratch this trade. In real life scenario, we would have taken some profit here. See how we tested this high and it failed to go any higher. So I'm just going to go ahead and close that out and we're going to carry on to the next day. Still, the market has no volume. All right, 6 o'clock. So let's expand this. All right, rejecting the 100, nothing going on. Hard spike. With a spike like this, chances are we're not going to see a setup. I'm just going to fast forward fast. I'm going to carry on to the next day. Six in the morning. All right, there's nothing going on yet. All right, I've respected the 200 at 1:10 p.m. If this gives a trade, it's going to be pretty close to market close. All right, nothing. So let's fast forward to the next day. All right, so we have nothing here so far. We have a reset right now, or a potential reset, because the next candle can actually give you a tweezer top. So let's be patient. We have a potential reset here. All right, so remember how I mentioned that sometimes you have to be aggressive with the market and you're not always going to get a clean leg moving up, retracement and pushing up. So if we see here, we currently have 1, 2, 3 candles closing above EMAs, right? You want at least 2 candles to close above EMAs. At least 2 candles closing above EMAs upon retracement in order for you to take a long. So here I'm going to go ahead and take a long. And we have enough price action to target highs. We can target this institutional level here, which is close to this pivotal point. If we have any runners, we can target this next institutional level. And also, if you notice, we rejected this institutional level. This one got violated. Chances are we're going to respect this one here, right? So I just placed a long. Now let's develop this price action. All right, I'm pretty sure we got stopped out here. Let me check. Our entry was right around here, and this is about 48 points. Yeah, I'm going to stop this out. This was a loss. Flatten the trade. All right, so now let's analyze this trade, because this is also the iffy thing about market replays. Every time that you go forward, the whole candle has been printed already. So we would have entered here, right? And right upon this retracement, we were down 32 points, and then we were in profit. then we were in profit around 44 points, right? So you were in profit quite a bit before getting stopped out. So you had a small retracement, you were in profit, then it consolidated. By the look of this price action, there was probably news coming out as well. All right, so let's keep moving forward. All right, the video had crashed again, but let's just keep moving. It's completely fine. All right, so we're on the following day, and what do we currently see? We have, let me move forward a little bit more. We have no EMA cross, we have no resets, no 200 rejections. So let's be patient. All right, chances are that we're not going to get a setup here. All right, let's just fast forward. All right, so, okay, this looks good. We have a fresh EMA cross right here, and this is around 7:50 a.m. Let's fast forward slowly, candle by candle. All right, we missed it. I fast forward too quick. All right, so anyways, that was a good trade right there. And it happened. It's fine. And this happened right at 10:10 a.m. All right, so let's just keep moving forward. If you notice, my my bar replay session had restarted. It tends to happen sometimes, and it sucks because it clears the P&L, so it doesn't really show you. You're not able to really see how good you're doing unless you're like writing it down by hand, because it keeps clearing when it refreshes. But it's fine. We're just gonna keep it moving for the following day. All right, 6 o'clock. All right, what do we see? No EMA cross, no resets, no 200 rejections. Let's keep moving forward. All right, let's see if we reject this 200 here. We did. Let's wait for the market to push up a bit. Remember, we want at least, I'm not taking a long here yet. You want at least 2 to 3 candles closing above EMAs, right? We have 1, 2 candles. This one didn't. This one is actually, this one is the one going above the EMAs. But we want 2 candles, at least 2 to 3 candles closing above the EMA. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place a long here. All right, what time is this? All right, so it seems like it was just a scratch. 11:10 a.m. The whole day just consolidated to 3 o'clock, 3:30. This is just a scratch. I'll go ahead and just close that trade. Low volume day, no setups. All right, so let's see. 6 in the morning, just consolidating. We had a reset right here, and we had a short here, but it wasn't valid. The EMAs weren't crossed yet. However, the EMAs are crossing just now, so let's see if we can grab a short. See if we can get a proper retracement. There you go. All right, so I'm going to place a sell. Come on. I'm going to place a sell right here. Come on, baby. Oh, took a ton of cells. Wow. All right, so it had frozen and it took a bunch of cells, whatever. So my first TP is going to be right around this area. Why? Because that's all the data that I have to the left, right? We just have candles right around here. So let's move forward. and we push down. I'm gonna go ahead and close those trades and keep moving forward. So that was a nice little trade. Again, reset, right? Wait patiently. EMA's crossed. It gave us an entry at 8:50 a.m. and it kept pushing down, right? All right, so also be mindful of this. Usually when the market does something one day, it tends to do the same thing the next day, right? So for example, this is a Friday. Well, this is a bad example because this is a Friday. But usually if it's anywhere between Monday and Thursday, if the market does something one day, it tends to do the same thing the next, right? But let's go ahead and move forward. All right, TradingView had closed the session again. Very annoying. Anyways, we're just gonna keep it moving. I went back to December, not as far back as I did earlier. All right, let's just keep going. So I'm gonna press play. Wait for 6 o'clock in the morning. Go bar by bar. All right, so again, what do we see here? We have a reset. And it seemed like it tried to give a short of 6:50 a.m., but we only had one candle close below the 100 EMA prior to giving you an entry. So that's invalid. I wouldn't take that. Let's be patient. All right, seems like right here it gave us a short. The market replay again, how it works. I would be late right now if I enter a short, but I would have entered the short right here. And that would have been TP1 right there. All right, so you guys can see the setup very clear here. You had a reset, price moved down, then it made another lower low here. It broke this low here by moving down. It retraced. It gave us a short at 10 a.m. TP1 right around 50 points here. You can take some more profit upon this institutional level here, and then price went back up. Again, like I mentioned, usually price will respect an institutional level like this area here. It respected this area. It violated this institutional level and it came for this one here, right? All right, again, so it respected this institutional level. It violated this one, came back up to this one. It respected this one entirely. It came back down 50 points and then it went all the way back up again. So that's why it's very good to keep an eye on those things. Institutional level is either one respects, one rejects, one respects, one rejects, and so forth. All right, let's keep going forward. All right, 6 in the morning. We have a clean reset right here. It gave a short outside of our trading hours. That is 5:20. Let's see what the market does. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take a short here. And TP1 was right around here. Close the trade. And now let's keep moving forward to the next day. All right, it is almost 6:30. All right, so what do we see? No EMA crosses, no resets, no 200 rejections. Be patient. All right, see if we get a reset here. All right, nothing that day. Let's keep moving forward. Six in the morning. All right, so what do we have here? We have a fresh reset. We could potentially take a long. Let's be patient. You also want to be mindful of the price action, not just because it is but a signal a long, you want to take the long. You want to be mindful of also the price action that is currently happening. So let's see how it unfolds. All right, I will go ahead and I'll take a long. I would have taken a long right here and to target previous highs, which is that area. Again, market replay, it would have me take a late entry. In a real case scenario, I would have done it right when this candle closed down here. Be very careful because usually also when you have an institutional level so close, it can actually reject the institutional level and go the other direction. But let's be patient. Let's see if it's going to stop us out or hit TP1. All right, so it's in profit, and I'm pretty sure that it's TP1 already. Our entry would have been right here. And our current price, that is 48 points. So that's TP1 right around there. I'll go ahead and I'll close the trade. Let's keep it moving. All right, so we have a setup here, but it's outside of our trading. Oh, that's London. All right, let's keep moving forward. All right, let's see if we get a reset. Nope, not yet. All right, no trades for that day. Let's keep going forward. All right, again, what do we see? No resets, no EMA cross. You can consider this a 200 EMA rejection. So I want to wait for it to have at least 2 to 3 candles close above for a long or to give us an actual leg. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take a buy. And I'm going to close this here. This trade was very self-explanatory. The entry was at 7:40 a.m. The entire push was at 9:30 market open. Be mindful, one thing that I like to do is a lot of the times if I have a trade that I'm about to hold past 9:30 a.m., I try to be into profit or take a little bit of profit before 9:30. So probably around here, I will take a little bit off. Be very careful. It's good to be in profit and move your stops to break even. Just be very alert because 9:30, the market can push your direction or the opposite direction. All right, so that was a good setup as well. Let's keep it moving. All right, I fast forward a little bit more than 6 o'clock because I saw nothing. So again, no EMA cross, no reset. Right now we're rejecting the 200, but it is 9:30 a.m. Let's be patient. All right, so now we have a reset. Let's wait for a retracement. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place a buy. And right around here, I would have taken some off. That's 50 points. Just because I kind of know off. Let me just measure it. All right, so your entry would have been here. Highest point was 54 points. It's easier to gauge whether you already have 50 points in your favor or your stop at 40 because the institutional levels are every 50 points. Every 50 points, you have an institutional level. So if the entry was a little below the institutional level, common sense, right below the next institutional level is going to be your TP1, right? So, and the reason why I mentioned taking some profit here is because this is where the bodies were. Of course, you leave a runner, you move stops to break even, leave a runner to target the wick fill up here. But you want to start securing some profits at 50 point, but also this is where the bodies end, right? This could have just been liquidity and it's not even going to get filled. So you leave that for the runners. So let's keep moving forward. Oh, sorry, I forgot to close the trade. Close that. Let's keep going forward. So the runner would have played out very nice. Let's keep going. Here, there's nothing. I'm just going to keep going a little fast. Yeah, chances are that we're not going to see anything here. Keep going for the next day. I apologize if this video gets a little boring due to the fast forwarding nature of it. However, I want to be able to explain as many things as possible that I see on a daily basis. All right. So right here, what do we see? You can consider this a 200 rejection. Wait for price to push higher. It's actually not. Let's be patient. Another 200 rejection. All right. Chances are nothing. So let's just keep going for the next day. And this day was Thursday. Nothing on Thursday. Chances are there's probably nothing on Friday. All right, let's fast forward. 200 rejection. It actually gave a long. I just missed it for fast forwarding so fast. All right, but you guys can see it right here. 200 rejection. Price moved up. Let me make this bigger. I want no confusion. Hit 200 EMA at 8:40 a.m. Price moved up in our direction. You have 1, 2, 3 candles closing above the EMAs, so you can enter here. Your drawdown was 32 points was your drawdown, right? And then now it's moving into profit. And it hit TP1 already, right there. All right, so let's keep it moving. All right, let's pause right here. All right, 200 rejection. A few candles closing above. We can take a long. Be patient. Right there, I'll take a long, a buy. And that definitely hit TP1 on that push. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. In a real life scenario, we would have closed out a little higher, which is up here, previous high, right? All right, let's keep it moving. And if you notice, this is a very high win rate strategy. I only like to dabble with high win rate stuff. If I figure out a strategy, I'll back test it. If it doesn't have a high win rate, I would not even bother using it myself or even teaching it. I only like to teach the strategies that I find in the market that are high win rate. And again, these strategies are all mine. You will never see anyone teaching anything like this. Why? Because I come up with these strategies. I would actually pay someone that can find someone that created these strategies before I created these strategies. Because that's bullshit, to be honest. I created all these strategies. All right, so if you notice, we have a very high win rate. So far, we've had like 2 losses, like two or 3 losses so far. All right, so far we are in December 19th. Let's keep moving forward. Let's keep giving more and more samples. Seems like there's nothing going on this day. All right, let's keep going. All right, so the video had crashed again, but I'm gonna show the trades that we had taken and go over them again really quick. Wow, this has been quite a ride with this video, recording this video at least. And I just bought the latest version of Camtasia, and I ran updates on my Mac. I guess I had gone over 2 trades. All right, so let's go over this really quick. right? We had a reset right here. We had a reset. Price went above, right? We had two candles, right? Closing above EMA, so you enter. And then we took some profit here at TP1. Of course, you move your stops to break even. If you leave a runner for the next institutional level. Pretty easy to digest. All right, let's see the next one. The next one, we had a 200. Well, let's go over this one. You can consider this a 200 EMA rejection, but if you notice here, right? If you notice this right here, we didn't quite have good candles closing. We did have two candles here closing above, but it wasn't too clear to identify. So even if you would have entered here, you would have been fine. You wouldn't get stopped out. I personally would have just waited. And then if you wait here, again, 200 rejection. We had a nice push, nice leg retracing. You have several candles closing above price action. And then that's why I went ahead and I entered here. TP1, move stops to break even and leave a runner for the next institutional level. All right, that's what I went over before the video crashed. So let me go forward a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't crash again. Or I'm going to have to record this video all over again. All right, there was no trades on this day here, which was a Thursday, and we're currently on Friday. So this Friday, let's see what it offers. So I'm going to go forward. All right, we got a reset. Entry right there. I obviously couldn't take it because of how this backtesting feature prints candles. So you would have taken you would have taken this long here, and it would have been an immediate TP1 right there. Immediate TP1, 50 points right there. So Friday, it gave a trade at 10 a.m. All right, let's go to Monday. All right, let's forward slowly. Reset. Looks like low volume. I do not like this price action. By simply looking at it, you can tell there's low volume on the market. So we did get a reset right now. These candles are not really closing above the EMA. I will not take anything here. Just be patient. It can play out, but I don't care. I will not be in that trade. Low volume, very low volume. Let's keep it moving. $6 a.m. Fresh EMA cross. All right, so we have a 200, possibly a 200 rejection. Let's see if we can retrace here. Now we have a reset. Another reset. Let's be patient. No setups. All right, this is 12:40. We don't really trade around noon. Let's be patient. Another reset. This is a very bad price action. All right, so let's see if we get another one. So this is around 2 p.m. Now we have two candles closing below. Let's see if the next candle can retrace enough to give us or get closer to the 100 EMA, we can actually take a short. I'll go ahead and I'll enter a short here. And I think it actually stopped me out. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out. And let's keep moving forward. Now let's evaluate this loss. This was around 2:20 p.m. Due to the price action, how it was playing out the whole day, it was just violating the EMAs. It created like a double top up here. It came back down. It filled this wicks. and then it went back up and it stopped us out. It was just a bad price action, bad trading day. Probably a lot of news release coming out. Let's keep moving. All right, EMA cross forming. All right, let's take a short. And let's close this trade here. Very self-explanatory. I am going to go ahead and save this video and continue to record before I lose this video as well. All right, so I just saved these trades that we just took here. I saved the video. I don't want it to keep crashing because Camtasia keeps crashing, and also TradingView, it keeps logging me out of my account and having me restart the market replay. But we're good. Let's keep it moving from here. Let's press play. 6 in the morning. Sorry, that's actually 6 p.m. Let's keep it moving. All right, we have a EMA cross. Let's see if we can get a retracement for a long. This is 1 p.m. I'll take a long here. TP1, close that out. Keep it moving. Six o'clock. All right, let's fast forward. I don't think we're gonna get anything here. All right, 100 rejection. Nothing. I'm gonna keep going for the next day. And let's be mindful, this day was Friday. Okay, it was a Friday. Let's see what happens Monday. All right, 200 rejection. Nothing. Keep going. Be also mindful, you see how Friday there was no setups, Monday, no setups. When something happens one day, it tends to happen the next, even though this rule usually applies between Monday and Thursdays. If something happened Monday, it'll happen Tuesday. If it happens Tuesday, it'll happen Wednesday. I don't really use this rule for Fridays. If something happens Friday, I don't necessarily believe that it's going to happen on Monday since it's a fresh week. All right, but let's keep it moving. All right, so here we have a reset. See, price went below, above, reset, several candles above, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place a long here. I don't really like this price action here, but I'm going to place a long because the variables are there. And TP1 hit, close the trade, keep it moving. Oh, the reason why I didn't like this trade so much is because we kept rejecting this institutional level here upon our entry. I was against an institutional level. I didn't like that. But however, we do have price above us to the left. When you look left, we do have price. Nothing's gonna happen this day. Let's keep going. All right, so we stop this here. We have a ton of 200 EMA rejections, right? We have a good leg pushing up. Let's see if we can retrace here and take a long. And we're currently around 7 in the morning. I'm gonna take a long right here. TP1. Close that out. And let's see how much was our drawdown. Our entry was here. Our drawdown was about 20 points, 20, 21 points-ish. All right, let's keep it moving. I will not break this down because it's pretty self-explanatory. Let's keep going. Six in the morning, stop right there, baby. All right, so we got a fresh EMA cross. This is setting up a little early. We can't take it yet. Remember, you want to stick to your the area of time when you trade. All right, so let's be patient. Let's see if we got a 200 rejection. All right, just to break this down really quick, you see how we had a trade here? We had a short EMA cross, first test. We had a short here between 5:10 a.m. and 6 a.m. right around 5, basically 5 in the morning. This is outside of our trading hours, right? You don't take this, right? Even if you were already looking at the charts on your office or your desk, you don't take it. This is what helped us avoid, this would have been a loss. But this is what helped us stay away from this loss here, which is we stick into our game plan, which is we're only trading at our desired times when we have high probability, right? All right, so let's be focused. Let's see if we get a reset right here. Let's be patient. We have several candles now. We have 2 candles closing below. And to be honest, I don't like this rejection that we just had here on the institutional level. That's looking quite messy right there. That's looking very messy. And we have another one. Let's see if we got a reset. And let's be patient. All right, so we got another reset. Let's see if we got a short. Push up. All right, so I'll take this sell. Push down. All right, so if you notice here, we're currently filling this wick right here, right? It seems like it didn't quite give us 50 points yet, but we're already touching or filling this wick. I will take some profit here and move stops to break even. I'll move stops to break even and I'll take some profit here just because we can obviously move down, but we just finished filling some wicks. And always be mindful. I'm always speaking about wicks and filling wicks. So always be mindful of that. So I will go ahead and close this trade here. I would move stops in a real case scenario, move stops to break even and leave a runner, right? So I'm going to flatten that out and just wait patiently. Push down a bit. It would have stopped us our break even, but we had a nice little win right there. All right, this is actually January 26th. This is actually up to date now. We have no more data. All right, so I hope this was very, very educational. I know it was a little boring with all the fast forwarding and the quiet parts. However, I was able to finish this video. Hopefully it doesn't crash right now as I am finalizing it because it has been crashing back to back for the last 2 days. All right, so we're good. Hopefully this is the only video that we have that is a little finicky. I'm going to figure out, I'm going to contact Camtasia, figure out what is going on. And I'm also going to check with TradingView, probably my IP address, and I'm going to fix that out. I don't want this to be one of the first videos that we have that is messy. Our videos are fairly clean and nothing ever crashes, right? All right, so I hope this is very educational. This is the standalone 3.0 video. We've run this on NASDAQ on the 10-minute time frame, and we're looking for 3 different strategies, which is EMA cross, a reset, or the 200 rejection, then later expect 100 EMA rejection. If you focus on this three and you can master this three, you'll be able to consistently find high win rate setups, right? However, if you don't get to master all three, it is completely fine, but just know that you'll be taking less setups. For example, if you're only able to really identify the resets, you're not going to get a lot of setups, because now we have several days when we get the EMA cross or a 200 later 100 rejection. I got to find a name for that setup, by the way. I don't have one yet. But if you can master all three, you'll be golden, because now the energy that you're consuming into only the 10-minute time frame, you can use your extra energy that comes from that mastering this specific strategy. There's no distraction looking at different indices or different pairs. There's no distractions with other time frames. Make sure that you back test this on your own. Like I always say, take screenshots of winning trades and also write down what made them winners. Take screenshots of losing trades, write down and describe what made them losers. Learn from those. We're always going to have a few losses. Don't try to have any 100% win rate strategy. It is never going to happen. There's nothing out there on the market that is 100%. The only thing we can do is have a high win rate strategy. I like strategies that are 80 to 90% win rate, high volatility on indices. Take 1-to-1, leave runners. My runners on NASDAQ will be 100 to 150 points. I'm not going to compare it to US 30 because I don't want to confuse anyone. But this is how we get this strategy done when it comes to NASDAQ, right? I think it's fairly simple. Actually, I think it is one of the simplest strategies I've ever had. Coming from me running my fibs, I still run my fibs on the 30-minute time frame, sometimes on the 4-hour, on the daily, because I want to see where we stand with price action. But running my fibs on the 30-minute and then identifying these setups on the lower time frame, it is awesome, because if I see this aligning with my fib entries on the 30-minute, you can even go heavier on your trades. You know, it's a higher probability setup. Also, if you know that one of these trades is going against the fibs on the 30-minute or higher time frame, you know that it might be a loss, so you can stay away from trades. What also helps me have a high win rate is that I know how to identify weak setups. I stay away from weak setups, being a setup that is currently respecting an institutional level, or we don't have enough data to the left to seek for a TP1 or TP2, or a trade that is outside of our trading hours, like this one right here. Know how to identify your weak points, and your win rate is actually going to increase from there, right? So is, for example, a lot of people say, I don't have enough money. I can't afford this. So I'm going to start saving money, or I'm going to cut this expenses so I can be able to afford this. That's not how you maneuver in life. What you do is, how can I increase my income so I can afford this extra stuff? So always think how to tackle one side so it can actually justify or help you on the other, right? That's the little psychology part that comes behind it when it comes to this. All right, so I'm actually going to cut this video right here because I don't want it to cancel out right now and I lose it. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a DM. All right, and thanks for listening.